Happy Friday! We have made it to the end of the week and welcome to our final day of WFAA Academy for this summer session. You know, it may be the last day, but we've got a lot ahead this half hour. First, your back to school headlines. Kids at schools inside the Denton city limits now have an extra required supply, and that is masks. The City Council approved a mask mandate last night. Richardson ISD parents with students grades 6th and below, if you want to apply for virtual learning, act fast. The deadline is noon, so you got about 30 minutes here. And kids in Fort Worth ISD, enjoy those last days of summer. School starts on Monday and masks are required for you. Teachers in Dallas ISD have an extra reason to get vaccinated for COVID-19. The district is offering $500 to all employees who provide proof of vaccination. All they've got to do is fill out a form and they'll receive the money in their paychecks within 45 days. All right, now it's time for today's lesson of the day, and this one is an important one. It's all about family safety, something that's good to look at when we're already making changes, going back to school, of course. So I'd like to welcome in Steve Abbott, Disaster Program Manager with the American Red Cross. Good to see you.
Oh, hi, Sonia. How are you today?
Hey, I'm
great.
Thank
you for having us.
Thank you. Yeah, so we're talking about fire safety precautions first off. I think when people think of an emergency, fire comes to mind first. So how common are house fires?
Yeah, unfortunately, they're extremely common. Just in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, we responded last year to over 500 house fires, and across the state, more than 4,000. These are house fires, apartment fires, mobile home fires, and it can be devastating for families. And one of the things that we know is that fires are so dangerous, they have caused more fatalities than any of the other types of disasters that we respond to.
You know, Steve, I don't think ever told anyone this, but my family had a house fire, and I wasn't at home at the time, but it was started by a halogen lamp. It was right when I had left to go to college. So my sisters, my parents, they had to evacuate real quickly, call 911. Fire teams came in, and they were actually out of the house for several months. So yeah, it is a big deal, and it's I think far more common than people realize. I know that you've personally responded to multiple home fires. Tell us a little bit about what that's like for families and also how the Red Cross helps.
Yes, certainly. It's devastating, as you mentioned. You know, if you can just imagine running out of your home, your house is on fire, the different things that you're worried about. You're worried about your loved ones. You're worried about maybe pets. You're worried about, you know, the memories that you've made in that home, photographs, important documents, food, clothing. So many things are going through your mind. So a lot of families, when our Red Cross volunteers respond to the scene, are in a state of shock. And, you know, we want to start talking to those families and letting them know that we care. Maybe it's a bottle of water on a hot summer day. Maybe it's a warm blanket in the middle of the night on a cold evening. Maybe it's a teddy bear for the kids. So the first thing we want to do is we want to let the families know that we're there for them. Other things that we do is we want to help them to start processing, what am I going to do next? I need a place to stay and those kind of things. And we want to start answering those questions. And so we provide some financial assistance to those families to get them through the next 2 or 3 days. We're going to also reach out to other nonprofits over the next few days to see if they can provide assistance too. And the Red Cross has some fantastic nurses and mental health workers and spiritual care guidance counselors that can provide support to families in need.
So I'm wondering, Steve, what are the leading causes of home fires, if you know that information? And then also, how can we reduce our risk of fire in our homes?
Okay, a couple things. So the 3 leading causes of fires is cooking, electrical issues, and heating sources. Those are the 3 most common causes for fires. And in regards to your second question, one of the things, there's a couple of different things we do to prevent those things from happening. Stay in the kitchen. If you are in the process of cooking a dinner or breakfast or whatever it may be, stay in the kitchen. The Red Cross saying is keep an eye on what you fry. I've been to too many fires where I have had family members say, yeah, I just went outside to do a little yard work, or I went in to watch TV and I fell asleep and I woke up and the house was on fire. So it's so important that you stay in the kitchen, you keep an eye on what you fry. Another thing that I think is important, or two more things, is a fire extinguisher. You should have one of those and you should know how to use it. I keep mine in my food pantry. Some people keep it under their sink. So get a fire extinguisher, and also make sure that you keep like oven mitts and paper towels and a variety of things away from the stove so they don't catch on fire.
Ooh, that is a really good one that I have never thought of, to be honest with you, till this moment. I'm going to go rearrange some stuff in my kitchen. Would you say that those same rules apply if you're grilling outdoors?
Definitely. Over 10,000 fires were started at a grill. And so it's that same kind of concept. But stay focused on what you're doing. Keep an eye on the grill. Make sure that it's not under low-hanging branches, or maybe it's not in the garage or something like that, or a low-hanging porch. Keep it in a well-ventilated area and keep an eye on what you're doing.
And then, Steve, aside from cooking precautions, what are some other precautions we need to take to prevent home fires?
Yeah. One of the things that we always suggest and strongly encourage is that you don't have large appliances connected into like extension cords. You plug it in directly to the wall. Also, make sure that you're not overloading a circuit by plugging in too many different devices. That can be very dangerous. Also, making sure that your extension cords aren't cut and with abrasions or things like that. Make sure they're in good working order. So those are some of the things that I want to recommend. And also in regards to like heating sources, that's another area that we've had a lot of fires. Space heaters and fireplaces. And it's extremely important that you keep things 3 feet away. Any kind of item that could start a fire, a blanket, a towel, curtains, clothes, those things that might get close to a space heater or maybe close to your fireplace. So make sure things stay 3 feet away.
Yeah, gosh, how many stories have we heard about someone accidentally falling asleep with a space heater on and everything's close by? Yeah, it's awful. Okay, Steve, this is great. We got to take a quick break, but when we come back, creating a fire escape plan, you guys, we're going to talk more with Steve on the other side of the break.
Thank you.